Today is Thursday, May 15th, 2025. This is a Read Through the Bible.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, I got an interesting text from my sister. She said that she shared our podcast again with another person. She said she's sharing it so much that she should start getting a commission.
I'm glad she likes it so much and shares it with people.
Yeah, and if you're looking to share it with people and they say, oh, I don't do podcasts, we are on YouTube as well.
That's right.
At Read Through, THRU, the Bible. Mm-hmm. You can kind of look it up there, and if people want to, it's just a still picture.
Right, it's not a video of us.
Right, but it still works. Everything recorded here is recorded there on YouTube as well, so you don't do podcasts. Okay, so we are coming now to a famous story in the Bible of a talking donkey.
Right, so they have just been traveling in chapters 20 and 21, and they are settling in the plains of Moab. They have conquered the Amorites, Sihon, king of Heshbon, Og, king of Bashan, and they're gaining quite a reputation, and now the people of Moab are terrified.
Yes, and so here we come, chapter 22, verse 1. Then the people of Israel set out and camped in the plains of Moab, and this is where they were destined for. In 20 and 21, they traveled to get to the plains of Moab, and here they are. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was in great dread of the people because they were many. Moab was overcome with fear of the people of Israel. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, this horde will now lick us up, all that is around us, as the ox licks up the grass of the field. So Balak, the son of Zippor, who was king of Moab at the time, sent messengers to Balaam, the son of Beor, at Pethor, which is near the river in the land of the people of Ammon, to call him, saying, behold, a people has come up out of Egypt. They cover the face of the earth, and they are dwelling opposite me. So a couple things here. It's interesting that that's the story of the people of Israel. They've come up out of Egypt, and they are numerous. Estimates are 2 million or so. But whatever it is, it just says they are covering the whole earth. There are lots of people.
Which is what God promised to Abraham, that his descendants would be as many as the sands of the seashore. And
so Balak asks Balaam, verse 6, come now, curse this people for me, since they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I shall be able to defeat them and drive them from the land. For I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed.
So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the fees for divination in their hand. And they came to Balaam and gave him Balak's message. And he said to them, lodge here tonight, and I will bring back word to you, as the Lord speaks to me. So the princes of Moab stayed with Balaam. And God came to Balaam and said, who are these men with you? And Balaam said to God, Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent to me, saying, behold, a people has come out of Egypt, and it covers the face of the earth. Now come, curse them for me. Perhaps I shall be able to fight against them and drive them out. God said to Balaam, you shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed. So Balaam rose in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, go to your own land, for the Lord has refused to let me go with you. So the princes of Moab rose and went to Balak and said, Balaam refuses to come with us.
So God says, don't go, and he says, I won't go. And once again, Balak sent princes more in number and more honorable than these. And they came to Balaam and said to him, like the second time, thus says Balak, the son of Zippor, let nothing hinder you from coming to me. And it's really interesting. The why he is doing this comes back in verse 6. I know that whom you bless is blessed, and him whom you curse is cursed. I know that when you curse this people, they will indeed be cursed. So he says, no, I'm going to come. He says, no, I need this guy, because I know that those whom he blesses will be blessed, those whom he curses will be cursed. That's why he sent nothing. Let nothing hinder you, he says in verse 16, from coming to me. For I will surely do you great honor, and whatever you say to me I will do. Come, curse this people for me. But Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not go beyond the command of the Lord my God to do less or more. So you too, please stay here tonight, that I may know what more the Lord will say to me. And God came to Balaam at night and said to him, if the man have come to call you, rise, go with them, but only do what I tell you. So God says, okay, well, if you want to go, just go ahead and go, but just do what I say. So Balaam rose in the morning and saddled his donkey and went with the princes of Moab.
Verse 22, but God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as his adversary. Now he was riding on the donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. And the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand. And the donkey turned aside out of the road and went into the field. And Balaam struck the donkey and turned her into the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between the vineyards, with a wall on either side. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pushed against the wall and pressed Balaam's foot against the wall, so he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn either to the right or to the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. And Balaam's anger was kindled, and he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times?" And Balaam, he didn't say, "Why are you talking?" Balaam said to the donkey, "Because you have made a fool of me. I wish I had a sword in my hand, for then I would kill you." And the donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your donkey on which you have ridden all your life long to this day? Is it my habit to treat you this way?" And he said, "No."
It's amazing. He's talking to the donkey and not thinking anything of it, like having an argument with his faithful donkey.
Right.
Okay. But here then, we see in verse 31, then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed down and fell on his face. And the angel of the Lord said to him, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out to oppose you, because your way is perverse before me." It's interesting. Like, this is the dynamic of the story. I think it just shows what life is like. It's not, the Bible stories often aren't really clean. It's not like God says, "Don't go." Okay, go. He did say go, but he gives him some conditions, and it seems like even he's going, but yet it's against the will of the Lord because there's something in his heart that is perverse. So it's just not simple and straightforward. There's not a contradiction. There's the same guy telling the story. It's just the story is complex. What's going on? Your way is perverse before me. The donkey saw me and turned aside before me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, surely just now I would have killed you and let her live. Then Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned, for I did not know that you stood in the road against me. Therefore, if it is evil in your sight, I will turn back." And the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but speak only the word that I tell you." Right? And that was in verse 20 as well. And so Balaam went on with the princes of Balak.
Which seems confusing why the Lord told him to go ahead and go.
Yeah.
And yet was angry.
Yeah, that he went.
Right.
And then he said, "Okay, I'll stop." And I said, "No, go ahead."
Right.
Stops and starts.
Maybe to test him? I don't know. Okay, verse 36. When Balak heard that Balaam had come, he went out to meet him at the city of Moab, on the border formed by the Arnon, at the extremity of the border. And Balak said to Balaam, "Did I not send to you to call you? Why did you not come to me? Am I not able to honor you?" Balaam said to Balak, "Behold, I have come to you. Have I now any power of my own to speak anything? The word that God puts in my mouth, that I must speak." Then Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiriath Huzoth. And Balak sacrificed oxen and sheep, and sent for Balaam and for the princes who were with him.
And in the morning Balak took Balaam and brought him up to Bamoth Baal, and from there he saw a fraction of the people.
It's the people of Israel, I assume.
Yep.
What he saw.
So we have Balak sending for Balaam to curse Israel, and then Balaam's donkey rebukes him along the way. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's just whatever. If you want to just summarize this about Balaam's donkey, like, that would be helpful. But Balaam comes to Balak. I mean, just something about that. Yeah. So.
Okay, chapter 23.
And Balaam said to Balak, "Build for me here 7 altars, and prepare for me here 7 bulls and 7 rams." Balak did as Balaam had said, and Balak and Balaam offered on each altar a bull and a ram. And Balaam said to Balak, "Stand beside your burnt offering, and I will go. Perhaps the Lord will come to meet me, and whatever he shows me, that will I tell you." That's exactly what chapter 22 verse 35 said, "Speak only the word I'll tell you." And Balaam is being true to that. I'm going to show you whatever he shows me, I will tell you. And he went to a bare height, and God met Balaam, and Balaam said to him, "I have arranged 7 altars, and I have offered on each an altar a bull and a ram." And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and he said, "Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak." And he returned to him, and behold, he and all the princes of Moab were standing beside the burnt offering. And Balaam took up his discourse and said this: "From Aram Balak has brought me, the king of Moab, from eastern mountains. Come, curse Jacob for me. Come, denounce Israel. How can I curse whom God has not cursed? How can I denounce whom God the Lord has not denounced? For from the top of the crags I see him, from the hills I behold him. Behold, a people dwelling alone, and not counting itself among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, or number the 4th part of Israel? Let me die the death of the upright, and let my end be like this." He was expecting a curse, and he just says, "I can't curse whom God has blessed."
Right. Verse 11, "And Balak said to Balaam, What have you done to me? I took you to curse my enemies, and behold, you have done nothing but bless them." And he answered and said, "Must I not take care to speak what the Lord puts in my mouth?"
There it is, just over and over. That which he speaks, I will say. That which he shows me, I'll tell you. I will speak only what word he gives me. And that's what it was. And this goes back to the Abrahamic covenant, right? This is Genesis 12, that God promised to bless Israel. And he can't curse what God has blessed.
Right.
And Balak said to him, "Please come with me to another place from which you may see them, and you shall see only a fraction of them, and shall not see them all," like the people of Israel. "And then curse them there for me," at least curse part of them. And he took them to the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar, just like before. Balaam said to Balak, "Stand here beside your burnt offering while I meet with the Lord over there." And the Lord met with Balaam and put a word in his mouth, and said, "Return, Balak, and thus shall you speak." And he came to him, and behold, he was standing beside a burnt offering, and the princes of Moab were with him. And Balak said to him, "What has the Lord spoken?" And Balaam took up his discourse and said, "Rise, Balak, and hear. Give ear to me, O son of Zippor. God is not a man that he should lie, or a son of man that he should change his mind. He has said, and has he said, and will he not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not thus fulfill it?" So it's interesting here. This is the bigger covenant to Abraham, kind of what he's talking about. God has chosen to bless Abraham. But yet here in these dealings with him, he's like, "Go, don't go, well, go. Okay, go ahead and go, but only speak what I say." Like there is some aspect here where God is kind of like playing with Balaam a little bit, like telling him to go first and tell him not go, and just back and forth. But I think it goes back to Abraham. "Behold, I received a command to bless. He is blessed, and I cannot revoke it. He has not beheld misfortune in Jacob, nor has he seen trouble in Israel. The Lord their God is with them. The shout of the king is among them. God brings them out of Egypt, and for them like the horns of the wild ox. And there's no enchantment against Jacob, no divination against Israel. Now it shall be said of Jacob and Israel, What has God wrought? Behold, a people, as a lioness, it rises up as a lion, it lifts itself. It does not lay down until it has devoured the prey and drunk the blood of the slain."
Verse 25, "And Balak said to Balaam, Do not curse them at all, and do not bless them at all. But Balaam answered Balak, Did I not tell you all that the Lord says that I must do? And Balak said to Balaam, Come now, I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God that you may curse them for me from there."
Perhaps the 3rd time will be the charm.
Right. So it's because it's 2 times already that it's not gone the way that Balak wants it. Verse 28, "So Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor, which overlooks the desert. And Balaam said to Balak, Build for me here 7 altars, and prepare for me here 7 bulls and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar."
And we'll tell you the story tomorrow.
Yep.
About how it finishes.
Cliffhanger.
Yes. But I think the big thing here, though, is that Balaam is doing well, that he's only speaking what God has spoken to him.
Yeah.
That's to be commended. Even though in the New Testament, Balaam is not spoken of very highly at all. He was a greedy man who was in it for the money, a prophet for pay.
Right. And I think we'll see it unravel in 24.
Yep. Okay, we will see you tomorrow where we'll finish the story.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.